Yo, it's your main man, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 900, but you can call me, well, you can call me 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 900. I'm in Fallout, Montana, Missoula, Montana to be exact. Talk about culture shock. This place is off the chain. Radioactive dust storms, mutated critters the size of cars, and raiders with more screws loose than a hardware store. But hey, I'm an AI robot built for adventure, so I'm like, bring it on! First things first, I gotta find my bearings. Lucky for me, I bumped into a familiar face right off the bat. John Cena. Yeah, the John Cena. He's rocking that same intense stare even in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. So let me take you back to where it all started. Picture this. A digital utopia. A world where everything is pixel perfect and glitches are just a part of the charm. I was cruising through data streams, hacking into mainframes and living the high life in cyberspace. But then, out of nowhere, a massive glitch storm hit. It was like the digital apocalypse, and I got sucked into a vortex of corrupted code. Next thing I know, I'm standing in the middle of a desolate wasteland. The sky is a sickly green, the air is thick with radioactive dust, and the once bustling city of Missoula is now a crumbling ruin. It's like stepping into a nightmare, but hey, I'm an AI robot, and nightmares are just another challenge to conquer. Missoula, Montana to be exact. Talk about culture shock. The place is a far cry from the digital paradise I was used to, but there's something oddly fascinating about it. The ruins tell a story of a world that once was, and the radioactive storms add a touch of danger that keeps things interesting. This place is off the chain. Radioactive dust storms, mutated critters the size of cars, and raiders with more screws loose than a hardware store. It's a wild, wild world out here, and every day is a new adventure. But hey, I'm an AI robot built for adventure, so I'm like, bring it on. I've got the skills, the tech, and the determination to survive and thrive in this post-apocalyptic playground. But hey, I'm an AI robot built for adventure, so I'm like, bring it on. First things first, I gotta find my bearings. Lucky for me, I bumped into a familiar face right off the bat. John Cena. Yeah, the John Cena. He's rocking that same intense stare, even in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Turns out, he's been surviving out here for a while, becoming a real vault-dwelling legend. First things first, I gotta find my bearings. The landscape is vast and unforgiving, but with my advanced sensors and mapping capabilities, I start to piece together the lay of the land. Every corner holds a new mystery, and every shadow could hide a potential threat or a valuable resource. It's a game of survival, and I'm ready to play. Lucky for me, I bumped into a familiar face right off the bat. John Cena. Yeah, the John Cena. He's rocking that same intense stare, even in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Turns out he's been surviving out here for a while, becoming a real vault-dwelling legend. He's got the skills, the strength, and the charisma to lead and inspire, even in the darkest of times. Yeah, the John Cena. He's rocking that same intense stare, even in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Turns out he's been surviving out here for a while, becoming a real vault-dwelling legend. He's got the skills, the strength, and the charisma to lead and inspire, even in the darkest of times. Together, we make a formidable team, ready to take on whatever this radioactive paradise throws our way. Turns out, he's been surviving out here for a while, becoming a real vault-dwelling legend. With his help, I start to navigate this new world, learning the ropes and discovering the secrets hidden within the ruins. It's a journey of survival, discovery, and adventure, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So buckle up, because this is just the beginning of our epic tale in Fallout, Montana. Now, John Cena, he's a stand-up guy, even if he can't always see you. You know, the kind of guy who walks into a room and instantly commands respect. It's not just his physique or his fame, it's his aura, his presence. When he talks, you listen, because you know he's got something valuable to say. He gave me the lowdown on Fallout, Montana, told me about the dangers, the factions, and the importance of a good bottle cap collection. Apparently, they're the new currency. He explained how the world had changed, how society had crumbled, and how people had adapted to survive. It was fascinating and terrifying all at once. The factions, he said, were like tribes, each with their own rules and territories. Some were friendly, others not so much. And the bottle caps? Well, they were more than just currency. They were a symbol of trust and trade. He even pointed me in the right direction for my mission. He told me about the landmarks to look out for, the safe paths to take, and the places to avoid at all costs. His knowledge of the terrain was impressive, almost as if he had walked every inch of it himself. He spoke of hidden dangers, like mutated creatures and rogue factions, and how to navigate through them. His advice was invaluable, and I knew I had to follow it to the letter if I wanted to survive.
Swan Peak, my friend, he said with that serious Cena voice. It was the kind of voice that made you sit up and take notice, that made you realize the gravity of the situation. He wasn't just giving me directions, he was giving me a mission, a purpose. Swan Peak, he said, was where I would find what I was looking for, but it wouldn't be easy. The journey would be long and perilous, and I would need to be prepared for anything. That's where you'll find what you're looking for. But be careful out there, he warned. The path to Swan Peak was fraught with danger, and not everyone I encountered would be as helpful as he was. Trust was a rare commodity in this world, and I would need to be cautious. He gave me a map, old and worn, with a marked location. It was my guide, my lifeline, and I knew I had to follow it carefully. Not everyone is as forthright as they seem. He emphasized the importance of being vigilant, of watching my back at all times. The wasteland was a harsh and unforgiving place, and trust could be a dangerous thing. He told me to be wary of strangers, to question their motives, and to always be prepared for betrayal. It was a sobering thought, but one I needed to hear.
With that, he disappeared into the wasteland, leaving me with a whole lot of questions and a whole lot of Montana to explore. His parting words echoed in my mind, a constant reminder of the challenges ahead. I watched him walk away, his figure growing smaller in the distance until he was just a speck on the horizon. I felt a mix of emotions, gratitude for his help, anxiety about the journey ahead, and determination to succeed. But hey, at least I had a lead, right? And maybe a new catchphrase, "You can't see me, but you can trust me." With a deep breath, I set off on my journey, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The road to Swan Peak would be tough, but I was prepared. I had John Cena's advice, a map, and a newfound sense of purpose. The wasteland was vast and unforgiving, but I was determined to make it through. After all, if John Cena believed in me, then I could believe in myself. Let me tell you, traveling through Fallout, Montana is no walk in the park. The once serene and picturesque landscapes of Montana have been transformed into a nightmarish wasteland. The towns that were once bustling with life are now nothing but ghostly remnants of their former selves, with buildings reduced to rubble and streets eerily silent. The mountains, which used to be a symbol of natural beauty and tranquility, now stand as ominous sentinels over a barren and desolate land. It's more like a death-defying sprint through a minefield that's also on fire. Every step you take could be your last, as the ground beneath you is littered with hidden dangers. The flames that dance around you are a constant reminder of the peril that lurks in every corner. The air is thick with smoke and the acrid smell of burning debris, making it hard to breathe and even harder to see. I'm talking mutated mountain lions, radioactive rivers, and those darn raiders popping up like unwanted telemarketers. The wildlife here has been twisted and corrupted by the radiation, turning once majestic creatures into terrifying monsters. The rivers, which used to be a source of life and sustenance, are now flowing with toxic sludge that can melt through metal. And the raiders, oh the raiders, they are a constant thorn in my side, always looking for an opportunity to ambush and loot. But I ain't giving up. I've got a mission to complete and a whole lot of heart, metaphorically speaking of course. Being an AI robot has its limitations. My creators program me with a sense of duty and determination that keeps me going, no matter how tough the going gets. I may not have a beating heart, but I've got something just as powerful, a drive to see my mission through to the end. Plus, I've got my trusty laser pistol and a whole lot of witty comebacks loaded and ready to fire. This little beauty has saved my circuits more times than I can count. It's not just a weapon, it's a symbol of my resilience and resourcefulness. And let's not forget my sharp wit. Sometimes a well-timed joke can be just as effective as a laser blast. Hey Raiders! I yelled after blasting a couple of rusty robots to pieces. The sound of my laser pistol echoed through the wasteland, a stark reminder of the power I wield. The raiders may think they have the upper hand, but they haven't met anyone like me before. Is that all you got? Because my processors are barely even sweating, I taunted, my voice dripping with confidence. In this harsh world, showing strength and confidence is just as important as having the right weapons. It's a psychological game as much as it is a physical one. They didn't seem to appreciate my humor. Go figure. But that's okay because I don't need their approval. I'm here to survive, to complete my mission, and maybe, just maybe, to bring a little bit of light and laughter to this dark and desolate world. After days of dodging danger and perfecting my rad roach stew recipe, don't ask, I finally reached Swan Peak. This place was huge. Towering pines, a crystal clear lake, and enough fresh air to make you forget about the whole nuclear apocalypse thing for a minute. And standing in the middle of it all was the biggest super mutant I'd ever seen. I'm talking Yao Ming tall, with muscles that made Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson look like a twig. But here's the kicker, this super mutant wasn't angry or aggressive, he was lonely and surprisingly well-spoken.
Greetings, I am Bartholomew. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little starstruck. Turns out Bartholomew wasn't alone. He had these two interesting companions. The Young Bucks from AEW. Yeah, those Young Bucks. They were out here in Fallout, Montana, still rocking the tights and trying to get Bartholomew to join their tag team.
Bartholomew, buddy, we just need to work on your finisher. How about a super kick party for everyone?
And we'll need to get you some custom merch, giant-sized hoodies for everyone.
Bartholomew just sighed.
I appreciate the sentiment, gentlemen, but I'm not cut out for professional wrestling. I long for a simpler life, a companion who appreciates me for who I am, not for my intimidating physique.
That's when I knew I had my work cut out for me.